MLS JeoPARODY.
Welcome back to another episode of MLS Jeopardy. We are joined here once again with the reigning champ from episode number 1, the man, the host with the most, Anthony LaRosa. Welcome back, but this time you will be taking on a guest with a bit of knowledge. His name is Eli Lesser. Everybody knows him from This Week in MLS. Both of my guests, how are you doing? And welcome back to MLS Jeopardy, episode 2.
Doing pretty good. Ready to take on, the man, Eli, so here we go.
And Eli, how are you?
There's a lot of expectations, and the stress caused me a canker sore in my mouth. But we're vibing, and we're excited to get everything right.
Ooh, I like that. I like the confidence that you are beaming with. But yes, it is good to be stressed because this is going to be a bit of a stressful series. Going into this, we will have multiple categories today. We will be rolling them on the screen right now. Your categories for today will be number 1, the stache. Everybody loves a little bit of lip lettuce. Now time to test your knowledge. Coming up after that will be jersey sponsors. You love them, you hate them. They always are interchangeable. And that brings us to MLS in 96. Oh, the golden years of Major League Soccer. These are going to be more on the historic side. And that brings us to same letter. Before we move on, let me explain what same letter is. My name is Dale Dong, DD. That is how that will work. So if a player has a name like Brad Bradley, then that will be the answer for that question. Moving on, the final category after that will be stadiums. Oh, there's a lot of great ones. Some of them are specific, and some of them are not soccer specific, and that will be followed up by expansion. And Major League Soccer is always expanding to new territories and states, and this is why this is one of our categories, as it is one of our favorite things to talk about. Starting up right now, here we are, Eli Lesser taking on the victor from last week, Anthony LaRosa. Anthony LaRosa, you will go first because it is a winner's bargain for the dollar. Pick your category and let's begin.
Okay, we'll kick it off, I think, at an easier category and go with jersey sponsors for 100.
Jersey sponsors for 100, starting safe, starting timid. I sense a bit of fear in his eyes of his opponent. Jersey sponsors for 100, Austin FC may have one of the best sponsors in the league and is the brand built for the wild.
Well, what is Yeti?
That is correct. What is Yeti will be the correct answer for that. And in my opinion, that is the greatest sponsor a team can have. It looks so nice. Big fans of the kits. Moving on, Anthony LaRosa, where will you like to select next?
We'll go expansion, but we'll go for 200 this time.
Expansion for 200, a little more bite to the bark now we have here. Expansion for 200, this team joined the league in 2010 and plays in Subaru Park.
I think the only reason I got this was because you named the stadium. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Union.
I like it. That is a correct answer. Kicking it with Drew would be proud of you. That is the correct answer. It is the Philadelphia Union. What a team they are. Anthony LaRosa, back-to-back correct answers. That brings us to number 3. Where would you like to select?
Okay, we'll keep raising the stakes and we'll go stadiums for 300.
Stadiums for 300. I'm liking what I'm saying. Stadiums for 300 is the middle of the pack, and the question is, this is the oldest soccer-specific stadium in Major League Soccer. Anthony LaRosa, you're on the clock.
Is it Historic Crew Stadium or Map Free Stadium?
It is not. That is not the correct answer. And now we give it to the host with the most, Eli Lesser, from This Week in MLS. The answer to this is the oldest soccer-specific stadium in Major League Soccer. What is this answer?
Well, that's actually what I was going to guess. So I'm going to go Toyota Field or whatever FC Dallas plays in.
That is actually not the correct answer as well. The correct answer was actually Providence Park. Now, we understand there could be some confusion with the renovations done, but on paper and on the boards, that is the oldest stadium in Major League Soccer. Portland Timbers wouldn't be proud. Moving on, this goes back to Anthony LaRosa. Now, that is my mistake. With these new rule changes, I have made a mistake. This actually will stay with Eli Lesser. Eli Lesser, choose the category.
I got to tie it up with him, so let's go expansion for 300.
Expansion for 300 coming into this game. Pretty spicy, I can see right here. 2 teams joined the league in 1998. Name both of them.
Who are the Chicago Fire and Miami Fusion?
That is correct. I like to see a correct answer like that and testing the knowledge straight from your dome from your soccer college. It was the Chicago Fire and Miami Fusion. That gives you 300 points. I believe the score is tied now. That is one way to start your legacy on MLS JeoPARODY. Okay, it's in your hands again. Where would you like to go?
Let's go MLS in 96 for 100.
MLS in 1996, 100, a safe game. He has tied it up, and now he's playing it nice and safely. What was the original name of the Sporting Kansas City franchise?
Who are the Wiz?
Yes, who are the Wiz? We also would have accepted Wizards, but we're happy you went with what it was, Kansas City Wiz. So that is another fantastic answer. Score right now. Eli Lesser sitting nice and clean with 400 over 300. A change of pace, and that brings us to you. Would you like to change the pace and select a different category, or would you like to stay right here and test that knowledge?
Given the fact I got the 300 for expansion, I'm confident I could get the 100 for expansion.
Okay, let's see how well your confidence will pay off. 100 for expansion. This expansion team is set to play next year in 2022.
Who is Charlotte FC?
That is correct. It is Charlotte FC. We are so excited for them to enter the league. We absolutely adore the crest. We love the colors. We just aren't too crazy about the name of the team. There were so many great names to choose from. Charlotte Crown Town, the Queen City, and that is what they ended up sitting with. But nonetheless, that was a correct answer. Back to you, Eli Lesser.
I want to see what same letter is like. So same letter for 100.
Same letter, 100. I like that you were testing the waters, playing a safe game. You tied it up. Fantastic. This player is one of the brightest stars in the league and scored 3 goals for this Red Bulls team last year.
Who is Caden Clark?
Another correct answer. And that's how we mean this series will work. Same letter, Caden Clark. See? That is the correct answer. There you go. Caden Clark, Red Bulls. I absolutely adore him. And that gives another point for you, Eli Lesser. Moving on. Where would you like to move on the board?
I want to keep changing up the category. The stache for 100.
The stash for 100. I was waiting for somebody to pick lip letters, mostly because I forgot my lip letters today. So here we go. This player reps a textbook porn star stash and was the captain of the Red Bulls during the 2017 season.
Who is Sasha Kleshtan?
Sasha Kleshtan, oh my God, if that's not a porn star stash for a porn star name. Sasha Kleshtan, that is the correct answer for 100. Oh wow, what a fantastic way to start off the series with MLS stashes. Moving on, you've been hot now. Will you continue the streak of fire?
I'm gonna finish the 100s with stadiums for 100.
Stadiums for 100. Taking away the easier questions, making it incredibly difficult for your opponent. I like what I see here. NYCFC playing this baseball stadium.
What is Yankee Stadium?
Oh, sadly, that is the correct answer. I absolutely despise Yankee Stadium. I wish they were playing Citi Field or just anywhere else, but I'm thankful nonetheless it is New York. So sadly, while it is Yankee Stadium where NYCFC is notably playing, that is the correct answer nonetheless. Moving on, out of the hundreds now.
Let's do jersey sponsors for 200.
Jersey sponsors for 200. Okay, there's a lot of jersey sponsors. Some of them we love, some of them we hate. I am seeing on my end of the board, it says the internet connection was unstable, but we are back up and running. LAFC went from YouTube TV to this power tool sponsor, one of the best in the league.
What is Flex?
Yes, it is Flex. Exactly. They did drop YouTube TV and move on through the rankings to go back to Flex. And I'm very, very excited about the movement this team has made, and I just wish LAFC would make some more movement on the pitch. Bob Bradley has let me down, and Carlos Vela, to me, has been a no man. Moving on, where would you like to select?
Let's do MLS in 96 for 200.
MLS in 1996, going back in time to see what we have here. MLS in 1996 for 200. Which team won the first ever Major League Soccer Cup?
Who is DC United?
Who is DC United? That is the correct answer. What a season and what a team DC United was back in the golden age of Major League Soccer. They were known for many things in DC United. Supporter shields, cups, the first cup, MVP awards, and so on. Wish we could see some magic like that today from the DC United. But nonetheless, where would you like to move on to the board next?
Let's do same letter for 200.
Same letter for 200. This is, in my opinion, one of the harder categories to go through. This player signed for Real Salt Lake this season and has been playing absolutely phenomenal.
Who is Rubio Rubin?
Rubio Rubin, that is the correct answer, and nod to you for pronouncing his last name correct, as it is spelled Rubin, and in my opinion, it definitely is pronounced Rubin, but he says otherwise. But that is the correct answer. Where would you like to move on this beautiful board next, as we are almost halfway through the board?
Let's do the stache for 200.
The stache for 200. Back to the game of lip lettuce. Looking at the garden of facial hair, we have this question. The FC Dallas homegrown rocked one hell of a stache last season.
Who is Paxton Pomykal?
Paxton Pomykal? Correct answer. Another fantastic answer and another fantastic stash. Really wish Paxton would grow it out, because as we've said from day one, Paxton is packing, and he was packing one hell of a stash. And FC Dallas, for a team that sometimes can't really get it going on, he has had it going on. One more time, Eli Lesser. Can you continue your streak?
Yeah, I have OCD, so I need to get rid of the 200s. Stadiums for 200.
As I also have OCD, I am very happy to see that 200-pointer being taken off the board. The question is, this stadium has held host to the largest MLS crowd.
What is Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Another correct answer, and in my opinion, I was almost positive that one was going to fly. I had a hard time coming up with that one, and I'm surprised you did as well. Mercedes-Benz Stadium is the correct answer, and nod to Mercedes-Benz for bringing such an incredible atmosphere into the game of MLS. One more time to you. Let's continue the streak. I am very impressed.
MLS in 96 for 300.
MLS in 96 for 300, marching down the pitch here. We have this fantastic question: which inaugural team disbanded before the 2002 season? Really picking the brain here.
It's crazy because they started off as one of the best teams. Who are the Tampa Bay Mutiny?
The Tampa Bay Mutiny is correct. And what's mutiny is how, as you said, this was one of the greatest teams in Major League Soccer at one time, and to everybody's shock, they have just vanished off the face of the planet, which in my opinion was a shocker at the time, but overall I was never a fan of that horrendous logo that they had. Moving on, Eli Lesser, where are we going?
Let's go the stache for 300.
The stache for 300, my favorite category. As I have stated multiple times, we've had stashes from Sasha Kleshin to Paxton Pomykal, which will bring us to this next question.
Who is Pablo Mastroeni?
Yes, who is Pablo? That is correct. That is a correct answer. Didn't even get to read the question because
sorry.
we had some technical difficulties. But thank you for answering that question, because that is correct. I was just assuming. But not to you for getting another correct answer, beating the host himself. One more time to you, Eli Lesser. Can you continue the streak? I am fairly impressed. Lost for words.
Let's do same letter for 300.
Same letter for 300. Staying with a very decent category here. Same letter for 300. We've seen some notable questions so far, and this one is: this player is from Iraq, one of only 2 Iraqi players in the league.
Who is Ali Adnan?
That is correct. Ali Adnan, that is another fantastic answer from Eli Lesser from This Week in MLS, really putting a large margin in between his opponent right now and the former reigning champ of MLS, JeoPARODY. Eli Lesser, where are we heading now on this board?
Jersey sponsors for 300.
Jersey sponsors for 300. Now, with all being said, this team has the sponsor Etihad Airways, the same as their sister club.
Who is NYCFC?
Who is NYCFC? That is the correct answer. NYCFC is the correct answer. And we have a couple questions regarding NYCFC, as of course we are NYCFC fans. And more notably right now, we are officially about 65% through this board here. The only way for Anthony La Rosa to come back would to be going one hell of a tear through those 500s. But Eli Lesser, attention on you. Where are we heading now?
Expansion for 400.
Expansion for 400. A nice steady game. Expansion for 400. Our topic that Bench Kings typically makes a ton of content on. 2 teams joined the Western Conference in 2011. Which 2 teams were they?
Okay, I got it. Who are the Portland Timbers and Vancouver Whitecaps?
Yes, one has been far more successful than their sister club, as Vancouver has never really able to make some kind of statement in Major League Soccer, breaks our hearts, and of course breaks their fans' hearts, while Portland Timbers has done so much for Major League Soccer, from Diego Valeri being one of the greatest of all time, to a golden boot, to supporter shields, to cups, you name it. Portland Timbers has done it all. Eli Lesser, where are we going?
Let's go same letter for 400.
Same letter for 400. Looking for a clean sweep, I see here. Same letter for 400 will present us this question. This San Jose player reps the number 22 and played for the U.S. U20 team.
Who is Tommy Thompson?
Tommy Thompson is the correct answer. Shame to see how he started off his 2021 campaign in Major League Soccer, but Tommy Thompson is the correct answer. Another same letter banger from Eli Lesser. Moving on, Eli Lesser, the scoreboard is your sandbox. Where will you like to go now?
Let's go jersey sponsors for 400.
Jersey sponsors, 400. Eli Lesser, feeling the sponsor game. Alaska Airlines is which team's jersey sponsor?
Who are the Portland Timbers?
Who is the Portland Timbers? Correct. Another correct answer. Portland finding their way back into this game as well. Here we go. What is that? Back-to-back Portland Timber questions almost. Eli Lesser with another incredible feat as he makes the margin here almost nearly impossible for his opponent to climb back. Eli Lesser, where will you like to head next?
Let's go MLS in 96 for 400.
MLS in 1996 for 400. We are almost out of 400s as we are approaching the 500 category range. This player scored 27 goals during the 1996 season and was the top goal scorer.
Speaking of Tampa Bay Mutiny, who is Roy Lassiter?
Roy Lassiter is another correct answer. Eli Lesser. Holy shit, that is correct. Roy Lassiter is the correct answer. What a player he was, and that just brings us back to the topic we were just talking about. Tampa Bay Mutiny, so much promise so early on. What would have been if the team never disbanded as they did? So much could have come. Eli Lesser, where are we headed?
The stash for 400.
The stash for 400. After this, we will only have one category left for the 400, but this Real Salt Lake left back has a very subtle stash.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Ooh.
You might get me here, but who is Aaron Herrera?
That is not the correct answer. Moving on. Welcome back, Anthony La Rosa. Long time, no answer. Do you have a combat to this question?
No, I don't.
Oh no, that was not what we wanted to hear, as that was not the correct answer. Now the scoreboard is open once again. It was Donnie Toyer, by the way, and there's nothing wrong with the subtle stash, but the problem is when you have such a subtle stash, many people might not know you, as we saw right here. You are up. Pick a category.
Oh man, all the easy pickings are gone, so
Easy pickings.
we'll go stadiums for 400.
Stadiums for 400. Ooh, this one could be a tricky one too. I'll be impressed to see if you can make a comeback here, because FC Cincinnati's new stadium will be open in May. What's the stadium called?
TQL Stadium.
That is, sadly, not the correct answer. Giving it back to our host with the most, Eli Lesser. Can you combat this?
What is TLQ Stadium?
That is not the correct answer. It was West End. It was the West End Stadium. So we are close here. As once again, we are having some technical difficulties, but I do see it up here. It is West End Stadium. It tested my dome there for a second too. A bit of awkwardness right there. But now we are back to you. Can we see who will take the first 500 pointer off of the board?
This is me?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go expansion for 500.
Expansion for 500 points. The first 500 pointer of the evening will be selected right here, as Sacramento is no longer an expansion team after this lead investor pulled out. His name being?
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Ooh, Anthony La Rosa. Can you dance here?
Oh, I knew it at one point. Is it like Burgle or something?
That is the correct answer.
Oh,
We
my
would have
God.
preferred what is Burkle or something, but we will take that nonetheless. As
Sorry.
I am pretty impressed with that. It is Ron Burkle, and he has pretty much become hated in Sacramento for pulling out this bid. Sacramento fans are not too happy about this, but now this leaves a window of opportunity for other clubs, including Phoenix Rising. Will they join? Will Phoenix Rising become Phoenix Arrived? But right now we are waiting for you. Where will you like to arrive to next in the 500 categories?
I'll go jersey sponsors for 500.
Jersey sponsors for 500. Let's see what we have. The Philadelphia Union have 2 sponsors. Their home jersey has Bimbo, and their away jersey has this. What is it?
You know, I wish I knew how to say it, because I don't know what it's like. Asensio. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to turn to my tech guy here. What the hell do we do about this?
I don't know. Don't give it to me. I don't deserve
Can you
it.
try to spell it?
No. I know it
geez.
starts with an A and it has a like EO in it. So no, I don't.
I'm gonna have to turn to my tech guy here.
Right.
What do we do about this?
I could
I
spell
think
it
we
out
gotta
for you.
move it over. Eli Lesser, you have a chance to steal.
What is Aristano?
It is Aristano.
I don't even know what that company is.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what that is. But sadly, you did not get the credit for that, Eli Lesser. It's only fair you do walk away with the point for that, just due to we can't accept a false answer. A lot of things begin with A. Anthony LaRosa, we are sorry. Eli Lesser on the clock. Where would you like to select next?
MLS in 96 for 500.
MLS in 1996 for 500. Back to the golden age one more time. We dive in as this team won the 1996 Supporters Shield. Surprising, to say the least.
Who are the Tampa Bay Mutiny?
While we were surprised to say the least, we are surprised that you said the most with another correct answer. It was the Tampa Bay Mutiny. Once again, how did this team disband when they had so much promise so early on in their career? Absolutely boggles my dome. But now, Eli Lesser, we are back to you. The final couple questions remain. Will you go for a queen sweep right here?
Let's go with same letter for 500.
Same letter for 500. 3, 2, 1. Here we are looking at this question. If it loads, Jesus Christ. Here we go. This player joined the Chicago Fire last year for a reported fee of $4.5 million.
Who is Gaston Jimenez?
That is correct. And once again, nod to you for a beautiful pronunciation. Gosh, that is the correct name of the player we were looking for. And now we move to the final 2 questions. Where would you like to select?
Let's go the stash for 500.
The stash for 500. If you get this right, you will be brought on to the final question. This player was the league's first MVP. While known for his luscious locks, he also sported one hell of a mustache. His name was?
Who is Carlos Valderrama?
It is Carlos Valderrama, and once again, those luscious locks, that beautiful garden above his upper lip, the way he was in the beginning of Major League Soccer is so notable, and we have him ranked as the number 10th greatest player of all time in Major League Soccer. Eli Lesser, there is only one question left on the board. Would you like to say it?
Yes, stadiums for 500, please.
Stadiums for 500 will wipe out our board here, and will you get the sweep? FC Dallas' stadium, Toyota Stadium, was infamously called this in 2005 to 2012.
I don't know, actually.
Okay, we will carry it over to Anthony LaRosa. One last time, would you be able to answer this question?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
No.
Dear boy. Oh, my boy. I guess that concludes what we have here. Do we move to Final Jeopardy now? I think we do. Final Jeopardy is up on the screen. Make sure you have a pen and a paper. And put in the wagers. Anthony LaRosa, if I was you, I'd become a gambling man. Final Jeopardy. The question is, this player is the Vancouver Whitecaps' top ever goal scorer with 43 goals. Write down your answer and then present it on the screen. Final Jeopardy. The question is set. The answers are written. Where would you like to say? Eli Lesser, you're up first.
Oh, I will wait. Wait, do I say how much I wager? Sorry.
Yes, start with your wager.
Okay, I will wager 100 points.
Okay.
And I don't know this one, but I went with Eric Hasley.
That is not the correct answer. Here we are, Anthony La Rosa. Let me see this wager.
Oh, I'm wagering 0 because I don't have a clue, and I at least want to keep some points.
I respect it. I respect the
I
shit
don't
out
know
of that.
I don't know who top scorer for the Whitecaps is. I'm sorry.
The good news is, most people won't be offended by that, but it was Camilo, and that just concludes this week's episode of MLS Jeopardy. We saw Anthony La Rosa, the reigning champ, take a beating by Eli Lesser from this week in MLS, becoming the newest leader, and we will see him in week 3 going up against an opponent which is still unknown. Hope you enjoyed this, and we are hoping to see you next time.